Hello guys, Casper here again with a 10-minute update on the price action this Friday. And yeah, we're seeing, of course, crypto pumping on that tweet from Trump with regarding to his what do you call it, like a reserve for some of the coins. So obviously everything is in the green there. So could this be risk on for the next week? As you know, crypto is by far the biggest indicator of risk on, risk off. There is no better signal. um, but again, let's see. This is news related. Big news, of course, very, very big news. But does it fade? All that maybe we shall have a look here. First off, silver was down 0.4% on Friday. Nothing major. Still stuck in this roughly 1 year, almost 1 year actually. Maybe a little less. Sideways squeeze here, and I do believe the possibilities for a peak down to 30 again, just to confirm that level once again, is definitely in the cards. And you will have a lot of support there with the uptrend and the $30 level. The one to look for if we are to rally is if we are to have a break above roughly 32.6, maybe a tad higher, depending on how things are shaping up. I think we can actually do like that. So that is, yeah, that's roughly 33. Breaking the green and the blue, then we are in the clear for silver. Do I expect much for this week? No, I still am expecting that when this week is over, we're inside that triangle there for silver. Gold down 0.6% this Friday here. Did break, we had the uptrend, we had the little flag thing going on there. We came down here. So again, I do also think that gold is most likely going to see again roughly 2,800, unless we can recapture that little upsloping flag here. So yeah, um, we basically had a week where we started it at 2,950 and now we came all the way back down to 2,830. So that's a big drop for that week. You can also see the weekly candle here. That is not ideal, right? That is a big engulfing candle there on the weekly charts. So Bitcoin here, boom, there it is today. We had a big puke there Friday, massive hammer, little green, and then boom, the tweet. And we did recapture the supply and demand zone here at roughly 91.5K. Huge supply and demand here. So now we're most likely going to try and flip it. Again, I'm clearly expecting to see a move back here, and then we see how strong this is. And also note, by the way, we did hit that triangle, which was the breakdown. We did retest it here today. So is this a V shape? Yeah, for sure. But again, I do again believe a check back to roughly 91K, hopefully flipping it as support. It was up a little bit here, roughly 1 or 2% during the Friday session. So obviously today, massive green candle. And if you look at crypto, everything is just, up basically. The Dixie here is still showing some okay signs in my opinion here, short term at least. And we had the wedge pattern that we looked at here inside the flag, and we did have Thursday and Friday breaking out into a lot of resistance here at roughly 107.6, up 0.25%. Again, 0.25% in doesn't sound like a lot, but it is actually a lot when it comes to currencies. And yeah, so that is actually it's a big move. Not big, 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 but it's definitely, that's a lot of money. If you were to look at that in dollar terms instead, that is a big number. Oil here, USD, WTI, fake out here. We had three supports that didn't hold by any means. We just came all the way down very, very clearly, and now we're inside that little channel there. So for us to rally, we need to break that to the upside. Until then, we are in a downtrend here on the short-term time frames. Again, false breakout here usually leads to a move to the other side of the system that you had a false breakdown from, in this case, the main golden here. So we could see roughly 65 for the oil, unless we break the upside there. So break the upside, and we might not see it. If we stay within that channel, we will see 65 before any bigger supports. This is a big one to me, at least. The US 10-year rates down 1.5% Friday. That's a lot. That's a very big move. Again, in rates and bonds. You can see here we had a breakout. We tested it, and the uptrend there. The uptrend, you can see we had one on the bottom, three on top. So we had double support right here. And also you could argue that we had some horizontal support as well. We're now back, excuse me. We're now back within the blue system there. Breakout, false breakout. Again, from false breakout leads to often a move to the other side of the system or the fractal that we had, we broke out from, and then had a false breakout from. So I believe here this could very well be the start of us going to 3.5 on the US 10-year. We are now at 4.2. That's a big move. By the way, when we come to TLT, you can see that is also breaking out. So the SPY here up 1.5%. And yeah, we have broken down here from the main uptrend of the squeezy dependent uptrend there. Breaking down, massive day on Friday. We need to recapture the blue for any bullish views. And of course, especially getting above roughly 610. That is extremely bullish. And we also see 650 if that's the case. If we can't break that and we start to come down below the breakdown low here at roughly 580, that is a very, very bad sign. But given how crypto is moving, I'm expecting risk on this week here. If crypto hold these levels, which I think it will, 1.5% for the SPY, 1.5% for the QQQ. We did see some buying here at the flag, which we had on there for a long time. Back tested it 3 times now. Uptrend still intact. We did recapture the very important high from 2024. So again, Nasdaq here saved itself, and I think it was at the final hour. Yeah, the final hour of, excuse me, the final 15 minutes of the trading day on Friday. We had immense amount of volume coming in and pushed us back above. So we were saved by the bell here, at least with regarding to that level. So the Qs here did get some hope here. Palladium, excuse me, platinum here, finding support here at the lows of that one there. It needs to recapture the blue here for any bullish views in this week here. We need to recapture the blue before we can start to move higher. Again here, this is the main one to look for now if you're not in Palladium. Something like that would be ideal. We break on the 4th, that's your entry, that's your stop, if we get it, of course. But hey, now we got now the main issue is that we want to hold these lows here at roughly 890. So roughly flat Friday, 0.5% for the what's it called? The platinum. Again, we broke down here from the uptrend, the channel there. Again, we tagged 1050. And ever since we have been making this broadening structure that is, again, I'm not exactly sure how that is going to, I mean, it's not that clear when you have such a structure to the downside. So we shall definitely see here. Copper, good old copper, by the way. Hey, by the way, this was also the pump that we saw on copper when Trump last week tweeted about copper being like a critical reserve, critical mineral. So we had the pump there and we actually gave it all back, which you often see in news that is news driven. And but I will also give it, that the news with regarding to crypto is maybe a little bit, I don't know, a little bit bigger, so we might not give it back. But in this case here, you saw the pump and you saw the giveaway. So now we are, again, for copper to rally and for us to have quite a big breakout, a very, very big breakout of that flag is somewhere around 4.65. I think if that flag breaks, it looks very textbook. You have horizontal support, you have the flag. We did tag the triangle high here. The first target was met from when we broke it here. And yeah, I think if we break the flag here, we're going to break the target 1 again, and then we're going to head to target 2 at $5.2 for copper. Again, if we break the flag here, as long as we're inside here, we still have the risk of having a huge back test. We haven't been testing the breakout here. So again, the flag could be prolonged. You can see it there if we don't break out here. So the mega bullish case is that we break this week, like above, again, roughly 4.5, 4.6 roughly for this week to come here. Down 1.5% Friday. Coal, I'm very, very excited about coal. And again, looking at the price for the past 2 years, nothing looks exciting. However, I cleaned it all up just to show you coal here at a very, very, very long-term support. We want to see it bounce here after coal being down, I think 80%. Yeah, dead on 80%, down 1% last week here. So looking at the daily stuff here, again, we have to go to the Heikin Nashi candles because it's so thinly traded. We want to see a bounce here. We want to see a bounce here at roughly $100. Again, you have an even number, three digits, and you have mega support. So let's see if we're not getting like a rally here for the coal. Gas, still bullish on the gas here for the nat gas. Again, a little bit worrisome. I think double top here is most likely in play. But again, we still have the option and so on. But again, we definitely don't want to go too low here because then it can switch quite easily. But again, here down 2.5% today. Excuse me, Friday. So this is the TTF. Also very important bounce here. I think it was Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, because we had this hidden support here. Again, I need to switch to Heikin Nashi because then you can see the chart. There it is. You can see it there. We touched there, we touched here, and then again, just before we broke out, and now we're back again here. So we did recapture the uptrend. So we had a tiny false breakdown from that uptrend, and we did have a lot of momentum here as well, as you can see here on the regular candles. Mega pop there. So if we can hold it here for like a few days, we should be able to grind it higher for the Dutch gas. TLT, speaking of the rates, look at this. Again, the TLT had a breakout here. This is the weekly, by the way, up 1.5% Friday, but we did have a weekly breakout 2 weeks ago and very much confirmed this week. We could be on for a big break here for the TLTs, meaning bonds are going down. Again, looking at the 10-year, I think that's the case, right? And when we break the horizontal there at roughly 100, again, nice even number, 3 digits, we could actually see a rally again before we do a mega collapse, in my opinion. But we could see bonds come into play here, and that will be the final, in my opinion, the final chance of getting like low rates, you can say. This will be the final big, or the first major, I want to show you, so I can tell you. Again here, we have, again, the first major higher high, basically forever, right? The first higher high. And I do believe we can find the first, of higher low of importance down here at that trend line, roughly 2.3. And then from there, it is game over. So this will be the last one, in my opinion. So again, that's my view, guys. Have a great day, and we will definitely, again, check in on how crypto is doing here. It looks insanely strong. We had, again, a little head and shoulder patterns there, and obviously we didn't think it would break so hard. But again, given such a tweet, it can happen really fast in the land of crypto. So have a great day, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.